All right, first of all, early happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Grateful, a group of men doing what we get to do. It's a great time for us to be able to celebrate that and be so thankful and grateful for all the hard work, the love, support, the Gatorades, the cleats, all the things that come with it. And so happy Mother's Day there, and we'll open up for questions.
Any takeaways specifically, Dave, about Monroe's 2 days here, whether it's in a meeting or something he did out here?
I mean, first of all, he looks great. He's been working really hard, just trying to continue to, increase his strength and do those things. Showed up, I think he was, about 325, and looked great, moved well, showed the length and all the things. And, he's just got to get comfortable with some of our schemes and concepts, playing next to a tight end who might be blocking front side or going backside, and settling into some of those things. But looks like a guy that really enjoys football. Those are the types of guys that we love to have here.
25's a little bigger than he played at, yeah. I think. Was that something that you guys talked about, maybe him getting a little bigger?
Not really. That was just kind of an emphasis of his. And I mean, if you think, the guy's 21 years old, so he's still growing into whatever his frame is. And I think he played somewhere in the 310s-ish or something like that, 315 during the season. But as we know, seasons get long and guys have a chance to kind of settle in and focus on some things, and the work showed up. But he looks great. He's moving well, so really pleased with that.
Do you almost have to make an allowance for guys out here during this camp, because most of these dudes have been in combine training or pre-draft, different kind of not football?
Absolutely. That's something we have to be really aware of as we come into these camps where the guys are working out, they're practicing drills that they go through at pro days or the combine, and those drills are pretty set, but once you're starting to react to movement and you get back to playing a little bit of football, that does work different parts of your body. And so, post-draft, they really have 2 weeks, some guys a week before they hit rookie minicamp. We always do it on the second weekend after the draft, to hopefully give those guys a chance to, get their cleats on and just kind of settle into their normal type of football training.
2 days outside with Haynes King, what has stood out to you about him?
Yeah, first of all, off the film, the thing I was most excited about is you just watch his offense move the chains. 3rd and 4th down, 2-minute drill. The ball goes down the field, they score points. And there's a bunch of ways you can affect the game as a quarterback: with your mind, with your arm, and with your legs. And he's got a way that he's able to find wins that way. It was great to see him in person, work around, coming off play actions, the bootlegs, and then just certainly seeing the athleticism that he has in his body show up through his arm. A lot of zip, a lot of pop there, and a guy that really was, he did a great job in the classroom also, just making sure like these camps only go as well as a quarterback's ability to operate, get them out of the huddle to the line of scrimmage with a cadence. I think we might have had 2 pre-snap penalties in 2 days. That's pretty rare for a rookie minicamp, and so I got to attribute that to Rashad and also to Haynes for operating that way.
And Brad has spent a lot of time with the quarterbacks, particularly today. Is that a function of him just calling the offense in rookie minicamp, or is there something more there?
No, that's been something that Brad's been doing for the last couple of years since we've been here, is trying to make sure that he's got a lot of familiarity with the wide receiver play, but getting into the quarterback room, especially now, calling plays and being really in charge of the offense, putting the implementation of it, just to make sure that the language is on the same page and the intent of what we're trying to do is there, but also just a growth opportunity for Brad to continue to press into the training of a quarterback. And that's something that I had great mentors that taught me, and something that I've loved to be able to have conversations with for Brad to continue to, look at the whole group and be able to impact it that way.
We've heard you talk a lot about the kind of mental side of things for the center position. What's been your takeaway on Sam from that regard?
Yeah, Sam's handled this in stride. He's done a great job in these last couple of days. Excited to throw more on his plate as we get back together with the full group. But again, what showed up for Sam is on film, you see a guy that's under control, a guy that plays the center position really well, at a professional level, even from his film last year. And that's what showed up in these last 2 days is, his ability to stay calm, make the point, work his combos with the guys, and just kind of bring that type of balance and cohesiveness that you need to have with the inside three.
Coach Chris Bizarre, after the draft selection, one of the talking heads says it's a great pick if he holds it all together, indicating that there's some kind of locker room potential there. He comes from an athletic family. I'm sorry, but there was a one arrest that he had regarding driver's license, but other than that, really nothing else.
Chris has done a great job. He loves playing. He loves working on his craft. That kind of emerged in the process as we were talking to him. He's a guy that loves to get out there and work his footwork and do different things. And I have a friend who actually coaches in the area that has had exposure with Chris before, and has worked with him on the field. And so the whole process gave us confidence in this guy, being able to just continue to have the foundation to build his skills, to build all the tools that he needs, because he's really into it. That's what we're mostly concerned with. And as far as like the last couple of days, he's done a great job pressing into it. But as you can imagine, I think we talked about this yesterday, this is different. We have all these different splits and where we put guys in stacks, and are you inside or outside the numbers and all those things. Those are going to be the things that Chris is going to really need to dive into.
You do put a lot of emphasis, obviously, on character. Were there any questions with him that you wanted to have answered?
Not at all. I think it was just a matter of us getting to know the guy and how he learns, how he relates from a personal standpoint, and we did the work. We had him in at the combine in the formal meetings. We brought him in for a 30 visit. We followed up with Zooms just to check all those boxes of this is a guy that we would love to work with, because the football skills and the speed, the ability to track the ball down the field at his height, to be able to drop his weight, getting it out of breaks, it's rare. And we were just really excited that we were able to just stay put where we were at, and he came to us in the third round. And so excited to see what happens when he gets with the rest of the guys.
How important are reps like this for a guy like Jasim Reed? And what have you seen from the wide receiver?
Jasim's done a great job for us since we got him here. We have a little bit of a commonality. He went to University of San Diego. That was our opening day at Azusa Pacific way back when. So, but anyway, speaking to like what he's doing now, getting to this camp to really show us what he knows, and also the training that he's gotten from Rob. It really shows up, and when you get a new group of wide receivers out there, it's good to have someone like Jasim out there with them, where they can kind of see, this is how we want this route run, this is how we want this drill done. He did a great job these couple of days.
Coach, sorry, go ahead.
Haynes is an older guy. When you get a guy like that that's been in college for a while, which has kind of become the norm the last couple of years, how much of a difference can you tell when you get him out here for the first time?
There certainly is. For the guys that we're seeing, 24 and 25-year-olds coming out, and there's a maturity to them. There's a professionalism about how they handle their life inside the building and outside of the building, just kind of having their world in order. Haynes gives that feel, like he's a pro, mentally speaking, and now the challenge is how quickly can we get him caught up in all of our schemes, concepts, protections, all the different things at the line of scrimmage, and right now he's pouring himself into it, doing a great job.
Dave, the nickel position seems like something that you're very much open to competition with. Devontae Smith has plenty of playing time at the college level. I don't know if you've watched all the film from him yesterday, but what stood out to you about him?
Yeah, versatility. Spent a lot of time in the slot playing the nickel, but is a guy that can certainly play outside too. So it's a good group. Will Lee, the length, you see that too as well. These guys are, that position right there. We have Shaw coming back. We have Corey Thornton, who really, won the job during the season last year and got an opportunity till he got hurt. So there's a great competition already happening. We love to throw more possible guys at each position. Competition just breeds success. It breeds growth, development, and guys really start to push each other. So I'm excited to get those guys with the full group.
Brad is getting like the sort of level of energy that the rest of the receivers are out there. How important is to match the energy of the players out there as coaches?
Yeah, we set the tone. That's a reminder for us. This is our 6th day in a row on the field, and we got to treat it like it's our first and bring that same intentionality, the intensity to the individual drills, and making sure we're pushing these guys so they can understand what the expectation is of how we practice. And so really critical that the players, they got their own energy that they come into with this excitement of this opportunity and the competition. But as coaches, we have to just make sure that stays at a fever pitch so that we have great speed. That's the best way you learn is we can push the guys and also just to enjoy what we're doing. We get to come out here on the grass and coach football one more day, and that part I know the players will look at us and they see us excited about it. They'll maintain that energy.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
All right, thank you.